Hello and welcome to another Flying Gato YouTube video. My name is Elias, and in today's video, I need your help because we're going to be discussing what should I be doing? What modifications should I be doing to the Civic Type R? And specifically, what should be my modification philosophy? What should I do with this wonderful FL5 Civic Type R? I love this thing, by the way. In fact, I'm looking at the reflection. I just love looking at it in the windows shops whenever I'm passing by. It just looks so cool. Love the color red. The only other color I would have gotten was championship white, obviously. Maybe I should get another one. Maybe I should get a second FL5 in championship white. That would be stupid. But I want to figure out what I should be doing next because this car has 10,000 miles on it. Let's go over what I've done, what I'm going to do no matter what, and then let's talk about possibilities. So, what I've done. I have done the free camber mod. If you guys don't know what that is, you take the guide pins off of the front struts where the strut towers are. There's a little guide pin off. All you do is to take a bunch of washers that fit over the little guide pin. You take off one of the bolts from the strut towers, 14mm nut. Take that off, put it on the guide pin. You tighten it up until the guide pin pops off. Real easy. You do that, you put the tire up in the air, you push the tire to give it negative camber. You can give it positive camber too if you want that. I don't know why you would. I gave it some negative camber, and then you tighten everything up and you call it a day, right? And so that's what I did. That's a free camber mod. It gives you like 1.2 negative degrees, negative 1.2 of camber, which is better than nothing, better than zero, but not quite enough. All that Honda had to do was to cut that little area just a slightly more offset. You don't have to make it bigger. Just cut it so that it's a little bit more offset, so when we do adjust it, maybe 2.5 degrees negative camber. That would have been nice. I took the little heat tray off of the hood. That helps tremendously. And brakes and brake fluid. So I put a Castrol SRF. It's become my newest, bestest brake fluid that I use, and it's been great. You just got to change it every 6 months at a minimum, or more often if you do a lot of track days. And I've done DTC 60s front, DTC 30 rears. They're about a little bit more than halfway worn down by now. That's how I know I've done a lot of track days. And so it's time to make some improvements. Just a quick side note. The reason I'm making these videos, by the way, is because I feel like the car YouTube genre, the whole area, has just gone to crap. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, but I really don't feel like it's not what it used to be. Genuine creators have quit, gone away, or become completely disingenuous. They're on this treadmill of project car after project car after project car after project car, or they've turned into just regular media where they go to press events, they borrow a car, take it to the track. I think Savage Geese, if you guys don't know him, I think he does a really wonderful job. He does a great job of covering all the cars because he gets into the engineering. He gets into the nitty gritty of like the background of how these things were made and all that great stuff. I think that's great, but it's one area of car YouTube-ness, right? My day, I guess, back when I started YouTube, I actually started with a motorcycle and then migrated to the FK8 Civic Type R after I had a little hatchback for a while. Back in those days, it was more like, hey, I bought a car, let's build it up a little bit affordably, and let's show you how I do things affordably. And then it became this like, well, let's put a $20,000 engine into a $4,000 shell and take it to the track, or let's K24 turbo everything and then take it to a side street racing, right? Or, oh, let's side street race. That's another thing. It's a big thing where they go to the side streets literally and race at night, and the people dying and shit. I mean, I just don't like it at all. And so back to the mods. We talked about what I did. Let's talk about there's two ways I can take this car, right? And way number one is something I don't really think I want to do, but hear me out and let me know if you guys want me to do this. So the first way I can take this car is, let's do a full-on track build. Let's take it to a maximum track attack and build it so that it's reliable and fast, really fast. And stick with stock parts. Here's what I would do if I were going to do the track crazy setup. I would do the 2 front oil coolers. And I saw it here at the firm, actually. A guy in Tallahassee has NACA ducts on his bumper that feed the oil coolers. I think that's a really neat setup. I would do that. I would get the obviously bigger either PWR or Koyo radiator, probably PWR, but this is $1,000 for a radiator. I feel like it's a lot. Koyo is $500, a little bit better. Let me know in the comments, which one should I get, Koyo Rad or PWR, but I would do that as well. Obviously, one of the things I really need to do, no matter what I do, is upgrade the transmission fluid. The transmission fluid from the factory, I've talked about it in the FK8. I'm going to talk about it in the FL5. I'm going to do a separate video on the transmission issues of the FL5, but I'm going to upgrade the transmission fluid. I'm going to make sure that when I add power, because I will add power, the cooling is there. But that's going to be running a bunch of oil lines, running a bunch of custom brackets, cutting up the bumper. I don't mind doing that stuff. I may even cut up the hood and do some more venting through the hood. Something I never did in the FK8. I felt almost sacrilege cutting up the hood. I would do it if I'm going to go that direction. I would then get Swift springs, or maybe just full on coilovers at that point, and just get the most competitive coilover package I can find, install it, get maybe the canceller so that the computer doesn't freak out that it doesn't see the dampers, and I would start stripping some weight out of it wherever I can, taking some stuff out of the car that I don't need. Maybe do a roll bar in the back, maybe do a bolt-on or a weld-on roll bar, remove the back seat, make this a two-seater, and then do a full-on race build. I would do a few more things, possibly like the calipers, a lot of Brembo calipers. I might just get spare Brembo calipers probably. But other than that, I mean, that's a pretty hefty race build. I'm not sure that's the right direction for this car. So option number 2 is what I'm leaning towards. And I need you guys' help, again, which one I should choose. But option 2 is keeping more OEM Plus. I like the OEM Plus idea. I think the way this car was designed, especially the FL5. FK8 was a little more hardcore. FL5 is more of a luxury feeling. It's more of a refined feeling of just take it to work, and then if you want, you can take it to the track, but then you can take it to work again, take it home. I have no problem putting executives here. It's a comfortable enough car. It's nice. It doesn't yell at you like the FK8 did with the styling. The interior's very well laid out. And so I like the OEM Plus idea. So what would I do for OEM Plus? Oh, and I'm sorry, I missed full track build. I would get a much bigger, there goes my GoPro, a much bigger APR wing. Let's put this back where it belongs. My apologies. But yeah, I would get like a gooseneck giant wing. I'd get canards. I'd do a whole aero package, and I would lower it a lot. I mean, the whole thing would be hardcore, and it would be very difficult to drive that around. Also, sorry, back to the track build, I would take the downpipe off, put a front pipe, downpipe without a catalytic converter, and that would require a tune, and that would make it very loud and smelly, and I would probably keep the stock exhaust. I like the stock exhaust how it is. I don't see a reason to necessarily change it. I would keep the stock exhaust, just take the catalytic converter off and reduce the heat in the front. Now, back to the OEM Plus build. No aero, stock body panels, not touching any of that stuff. Interior, minor improvements, maybe I'll get some kind of harness bar or something, maybe. Probably not. This is good enough. Little red seat belts. I would probably not add power. Maybe I should add power. I would definitely add cooling. So I'd still get either PWR or radiator. I don't know which one to get. I'll see in the comments what you guys think I should get. I would get Swift springs and some kind of camber adjustment top hat, right? The camber adjustments on this car they're not to die for. They're not enough, like I've said in previous videos. And so I would try to do that, and I would keep it legal in SCCA for the basically stock class. I don't want to go into tuner. I want to stay in the street class. So I wouldn't do any of the modifications that would take me out of street. So even ball joints would get me out of street. Getting the catalytic converter off would put me into tuner. These are all things that I'd probably keep stock. Or maybe I'll do a high flow cat. I don't know if that's legal or not. Anyway, that's the philosophy, right? Add a little bit of, obviously, bigger tires, bigger wheels. It's got the brakes. Add a little bit of power, maybe I'll still tune it. I don't know. See, I'm conflicted. And then as I'm talking it out with you guys, I think I'm getting to a possible solution. I think what I could do is get the Swift springs, get that camber plates installed with the Swift springs, add that camber from that, somehow get a little bit more camber in the back. Maybe I should just go tuner. The problem is in SCCA tuner class, this Civic Type R is not the most competitive. Not that I should care, but there's that. And so I would, if I'm doing tuner, I might as well do the cooling mods, I might as well do the springs. Might as well do go ahead and get the camber going. I might as well get the camber bolts in the back. Might as well get the camber bolts in the front. Really dial in that camber. And maybe I'm the wrong direction. Again, I need your guys' input because I'm so conflicted on what to do, because if I add all of that stuff, it'll become a lot noisier of a car, especially if I take off the catalytic converter and do catalytic converter to the front pipe into a stock exhaust. It hopefully won't be too drony on the highway. That's what I'm trying to stay away from, because that's the problem I'm dealing with. Right now, I'm just basically on a straightaway in the middle of nowhere, North Florida. It's beautiful up here, by the way. And so I left Keystone Heights. I'm going north towards I-10. It's a nice area, but it gets hot. It gets really hot and it gets uncomfortable. So the windows are up, the AC's blasting, so I'm never taking the AC off. And so if it's really drony, if the exhaust's really drony, this kind of a bubble makes it worse. I don't want to do that. I want to try to stay away from the droniness of the exhaust. Right now the exhaust is too quiet, which has been a big problem, a big negative to use this car as a daily driver even. It's not exciting enough. The exhaust is not exciting. I've talked about this in previous videos, but yeah, maybe I should just do that. What do you guys think? Again, this is more of just sharing my thoughts, my build philosophy. So I guess the third option, so option 2 would be like not modify very much and just keep it as is, take it to the track. Option number 3 is maybe a combination of both. Maybe I do the Swift springs and the top hats, or the camber plates in the front. I do that. I do the PWR radiator. I'm gonna do the PRL expansion tank anyway. That's just, you have to do that, and I'll cover that in another video. Probably leave the intercooler alone. Just thinking about anything else. I think that would be it. That would be option 3 would be those mods, improve the cooling. And the question is, do I keep the catalytic converter? Do I keep the downpipe stock or not? If I keep the downpipe stock, I won't get the car tuned. If I don't want to keep the downpipe stock, I'll go ahead and tune the car. That's the real question that's left. That, and do I want to turn this car into a race car? All right, guys, that's a lot of talking. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate you guys' thoughts. I'm counting on you guys in the comments helping me think through this. What would you do in my situation? What would you do if you have a bunch of cars already? I have a Camaro ZL11LE, I have a Honda S2000, I have a race car that I haven't revealed yet. I will be revealing the actual race car very soon. So yeah, I have a roll cage race car already. So maybe that's my answer. I should keep it OEM plus. I have a big pickup truck. I have a trailer. I can trailer my car everywhere I go if I want to. I want to bring my family. I want to buy a bigger trailer. That's all in the works. I just got to work harder. I just got to make more money and work harder. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. So again, I'm counting you guys in the comments. So let me see what you guys have. And I thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.